All right, class, good to see you again. Today we are going to be looking at lesson 5-2. We're going to solve two-step equations. Our two objectives is we're going to solve problems using two-step equations, and we're going to compare algebraic and arithmetic solutions. So one and two-step problems can be represented by an equation. The equation can be solved using the properties of equality, and we're going to be looking at those properties of equalities today. So you think about an equation on a scale and where we have to balance both sides out. So if we have the equation x minus 3 equals 2, we can represent this on a scale where we have x and minus 3, so I'll make these red, is equal to 2, the balancing side. So the left side is equal to the right side. So whatever we do to one side, we have to do the same thing to the other side, and that is our principle of property of equalities. So we're going to go ahead and model this over here, where we can see whatever we do to one side of our scale, we need to do the same thing to the other side. So we have x and we have our negative 3. Oops. So if we decided to add 1 over here, we would have to do the same thing to the other side. We've added 1 to the left side over here. We need to add 1 to the right side. So we'll notice what happens with this one and this one. They cancel out. So if we add another 1 to the left side, we need to add a 1 to the right side. And if we add 1 to the left side, we need to do the same thing to the other side. So we can see that x is equal to 5. So we can see that x is equal to 5. We're going to look at how to do this algebraically. So instead of balancing it out on a scale, we actually could do the same thing where x minus 3 equals 2. And we need to remember our inverse operation. So the inverse operation of minus is positive. Inverse operation of multiplication is division. So to take the inverse of negative 3, we will add 3 to the left side. And whatever you do to one side, you have to do the same thing to the other side. So we have x is equal to 5. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at these two questions here. Number 1, we're going to solve for each equation. Negative 17 plus 3x equals 13. The first thing that we always want to do is we're wanting to isolate the variable. We're wanting to get rid of the number first before we start working with the variable. So you're working as far away from the variable as possible. So negative 17 is further away. So we're going to add 17 to both sides. The inverse operation of negative 17 is positive 17. Negative 17 plus 17 becomes 0. Plus 3x equals 30. Now, the inverse operation of division is multiplication. So we have to think of what operation is happening between 3 and x. It's being multiplied, so we need to divide this side by 3. So we will divide the other side by 3. So x is equal to 10. So number 2, our first step, step 1, we take the inverse operation of 4 is negative 4. So we will have 15a equals 45. And the inverse operation of, oh, you can't see that. The inverse operation of 15 and a, well, it's being multiplied, so the inverse operation is divide. So we will divide this side by 15. We will divide this side by 15. A is equal to 3. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at this using a tape diagram, so a visual representation. Andrew rents bowling shoes for $4. He bowls 2 games. Andrew spent a total of $22. How much was the cost of each game? B. So the total cost here is the same, the total 22 is the same as the bowling shoes and the 2 games here. So we know that our total cost is 22. He bowls 2 games, so he bowled game 1 and game 2, and the shoe rental is 4. So that is how they split this up. So this whole region here has to be the same as 22. So we know that this region here has to be the same. Well, we know this is 4, so then this is also 4. So how much did we remove from 22? 22 minus 4 gives us 18. So then we can split B's up. There's 2 B's. So if we split this up, that is how we have, this is 4, it's the same. We've split it in half, the 18 in half, so that gives us 9 and 9. So the cost of each game is 9. To look at this algebraically, we could write this out as 4 plus 2b equals 22. We subtract 4 from both sides. So we will have 2b equals 18. And then divide both sides by 2. So we have b is equal to 9. John, so this is another example. John has $21.61 balance on a gift card. So he has a gift card that has $21.61 on it. He used to purchase online music. Okay, so he's going to buy some music with that money, with that gift card. He bought some songs that cost $1.29. So he's not adding to the gift card. He's not dividing by the gift card. He is subtracting it from the gift card. So he's subtracting the amount that he spent. We don't know the total amount he spent, but we do know that he spent $1.29 per song. So D, per song. He bought some music. Each, so that tells us that it is going to be multiplied. Each tells us it is per song. He has left $10, so that is equal to, so it is 10. We've set up the equation. Now we can go ahead and solve for D. So we will add, the inverse operation of 21.61 is subtract. So we will subtract 21.61 from both sides. So we have negative 1.29D equals negative 1.61. And then when we divide by negative 1.29, we have D is equal to 9. So he bought 9 songs. Okay? Almost done. This video is a little long. Apologies. All right, go ahead and try this question out. Type it in. Okay? And here is what you should have gotten. You can't see that. So the first step is you first subtract both sides by 0.2, then divide both sides by 24. So it should be 1.225 km. Let me know if you have any questions. Looking forward to seeing you in class.